Li Chengqian travels through the world of Hong Kong integration. Here, there are countless beauties and clubs. Fortunately, Li Chengqian's father is Hong Xing's most powerful hall leader, Liang Kun. And he is still his only child, and no one is competing with him for inheritance rights. Fortunately, he was bound to the Duozi Duofu system, becoming a true Hong Kong film goddess harvester. Zhang Min, Qiu Shuzhen, JiaxinPunch Chen Haonan and Kick the Pheasant. While others were putting in a lot of effort to do business, Li Chengqian had already become the world's richest man by the time he started dating girls. His business is spread all over the world, with oil sales in the Middle East, tourism in Southeast Asia, and Europe becoming his backyard. Eagle Sauce exclaimed that Li Chengqian's sky carrier could not be defeated. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. The reborn me is the only child of Liangkun. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sleeping Slot. Li Chengqian woke up from the expensive Shimengsi mattress and looked around at the noble furniture and the soft silk fabric on his body. An extremely unreal feeling came from the bottom of his heart. Didn't I make a phone call from northern Myanmar? Why did I get here? Then he pinched his face. Pain. It hurts a lot. This is not a dream. Then a memory surged into his mind like a tide. Originally, he traveled to a Hong Kong island in the 1980s. This is a parallel world where Hong Kong films blend with the real world. There are clubs like Hong Xing Dongxing Sinian, as well as countless beautiful women such as Guan Jilin, Li Jiaxin, Zhou Huiming, and so on. This is an era like gold, where countless billionaires ride the tide of the times and reap countless wealth. The beauty in the entertainment industry is on call and has experienced it all over. Li Chengqian obtained his identity. His father is Li Qiankun, a spokesperson for the Hong Xing society in Xi'an Mountain. People on the road call him Liangkun. Li Chengqian was very happy because although Liang Kun's reputation in the club was not very good, he was absolutely loyal to his family and younger brothers. Moreover, in her early years, Liang Kun's little brother had become a mere figurehead due to excessive play with women. It's already gone. So Li Chengqian is still the only child of Liang Kun, and no one will compete with him for family property in the future. Cool. Li Chengqian shouted loudly. In my previous life, I made phone calls to the north of Myanmar, and in this life, I should also be wealthy and prosperous. I must endure the hardships of my previous life and double my revenge in this life. Li Chengqian said fiercely. The experience of 3 years in northern Myanmar in his previous life not only tormented Li Chengqian physically, but also caused problems in his mental state. Cold blood and ruthlessness are natural, and there are also some personality abnormalities. Especially in his previous life, he was supervised by a female prison guard, which gave him some subtle views on women. Of course, these are all part of the following. What about the system? It hasn't been credited yet. The system is a standard feature for every traveler, and Li Chengqian doesn't believe he doesn't have it. As expected, an electronic sound echoed in his heart. Multi-child and multi-blessing system, serving the host. The system explains your functions. Li Chengqian said. Okay, host. The multiple offspring, multiple blessing system, as the name suggests, allows hosts to receive rewards from the system by giving birth to children. The rewards are divided into 4 levels. A level, B level, C level, and S level. And these 4 levels are divided based on 4 criteria. The appearance, physique, and status of pregnant women. If one only has a figure and appearance, their status and status are ordinary, and they will not meet the standard of S. level. If there is an additional sister.in.law, brother-wife, and other different identities, it is very likely to be classified as a level. If this woman's status is extraordinary, her appearance and figure are also online, and her identity is also related to her host, there is a possibility of reaching the S. level. Li Chengqian touched his chin and pointed out the meaning contained in the system information. Isn't it encouraging me to have a sister.In.law or a brotherly woman? I understand. The host's statement is reasonable, but not entirely correct. There is also a prerequisite, which is that the object must have a body shape and appearance score of 80 or above in order to be eligible. Otherwise, even if a child is born, they will not receive the system's reward. I understand, it's just about having a good-looking sister.In.law. System. Li Chengqian clapped his hands and sat up from the bed, pulling out his pants. Fortunately, there is no inherited beauty, but it still stands firm, so I can rest assured. At this moment, a rapid sound of footsteps came from downstairs. The muscle memory of his past life instantly gave Li Chengqian goosebumps. But he quickly relaxed because it was his father Liangkun who came, not the prison guard holding a baton. Liang Kun was dressed in a yellow suit, with her chest wide open. The originally carefree expression is now filled with fear. A few steps walked up. Touching Li Chengqian's forehead with his hand, he said, "My son, are you okay?" Li Chengqian smiled and put Liang Kun's hand down. "Dad, what can I do if I'm okay?" Liang Kun let out a deep breath. "It's okay." Then he looked at the butler behind him and asked in an unfriendly tone. "Butler, what's going on?" "Ah Qian is clearly fine. You said he's possessed." Li Chengqian also looked at his butler Ji Yingying. Although wearing a loose dress, Li Chengqian, who knows countless people, can still see that her chest size has reached at least the level of 36E. It's difficult to control with one hand. Although her appearance may not be as good as that of a female celebrity in her previous life, she is still above average. Li Chengqian didn't expect his father to arrange such a young and beautiful butler for him. "This is simply a godsend for me." He secretly awakened the system. "System, what rewards can you get if you have a child with this woman?" The system quickly provided the answer. B.level reward. Li Chengqian nodded secretly. It seemed that the template for B.level rewards had grown like this. Ji Yingying also felt a bit aggrieved. She had just seen Li Chengqian talking to herself, but now she suddenly felt like a different person. But people under the eaves have to bow their heads. "Kun, I woke up too early today, maybe I was just looking at things." Liang Kun was about to continue scolding Ji Yingying when Li Chengqian spoke up to help Ji Yingying escape. "Dad, I'm fine. Don't blame Sister Yingying either. She's also afraid of me getting into trouble." Liang Kun looked at Li Chengqian with a surprised expression. "My son is not like me at all. When he sees a woman, he is as shy as a mouse when it sees a cat. He is so shy that he can't even hide." So he specially arranged a beautiful butler for his son to train Li Chengqian. But it's not really useful, Li Chengqian still looks like that. If it weren't for Liangkun and Li Chengqian's paternity test, they would have suspected that this was their own seed. But today, Li Chengqian suddenly changed his personality, which further propelled Liang Kun's dream of embracing his grandson as soon as possible. "Good son. I'll go down first, you two young people, talk slowly," Liang Kun said happily. Before leaving, Liang Kun secretly gestured to Li Chengqian and slammed the door tightly. After Liang Kun left, Li Chengqian sat up and carefully scrutinized Ji Yingying up close. Indeed, the waves are as angry as anger, and the peaks are as clustered. It must be very enjoyable to play. Ji Yingying felt a bit embarrassed when Li Chengqian looked at her. In her impression, Li Chengqian belonged to the shy young boy who was 18 or 19 years old. The kind of person who used to blush after saying one or two words to her. "Why are your eyes always squinting at her today?" She coughed a few times and said, "Ah Qian, it's already 8:30 now. Hurry up and pack up and go to school. Today is not Sunday." "That's right, Li Chengqian is still studying at the top university on Hong Kong Island, the University of Hong Kong Island. Liang Kun has been on the road for so long, knowing that there is no future in fighting and killing. Only by becoming a boss and an official can he truly control his own destiny. So I spent a lot of money since I was young to find a famous teacher to tutor Li Chengqian. Including the current Ji Yingying, she is also a high-achieving graduate from the University of Hong Kong Island. Li Chengqian also lived up to him and was admitted to the finance major at the University of Hong Kong Island. 2. Beautiful teacher Zhang Min goes online. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Li Chengqian took a step forward and grabbed Ji Yingying's hand. It's soft and glutinous, like feeling a piece of good Hotan jade. Yingying, I have some chest pain. Li Chengqian said with a slightly painful expression. Aqian, wait a moment, I'll go down and call a doctor for you now. Li Chengqian grabbed Ji Yingying and his eyes met hers. Yingying, there's no need to call a doctor. You can help me rub my chest and it might be much better. Ah. Ji Yingying was stunned for a moment. Ah Qian, I'm not a doctor. How can I rub you? I'll go down and call a doctor for you. If I say it works, it works. Li Chengqian couldn't help but press Ji Yingying's hand onto his chest. A warm and humid sensation came from his chest. Ji Yingying blushed like water, and the atmosphere between the two became somewhat ambiguous. Li Chengqian's bracelet was on Ji Yingying's waist, and Ji Yingying quickly reached out to stop it. However, as a woman, her strength cannot match that of Li Chengqian. Aqian, what are you doing? I'm your butler, Ji Yingying said angrily. Yingying, I know you've been working hard these past few days. I'm just helping you rub your waist. What do you think I'm going to do? Ah. That's okay, but your hands can't go up anymore. Ji Yingying said. Li Chengqian smiled slightly and remained silent. Even if Li Chengqian wants to be strong against novice girls like Ji Yingying, it is highly likely to be half done and half done. So for the sake of systematic rewards, Li Chengqian will never miss this opportunity. Ji Yingying's body was tense, and even Li Chengqian could feel a layer of goosebumps on her body. Just as Li Chengqian was preparing to conquer the city and seize territory, he went further. A figure rushed in. Brother Qian. I'm going to school now. If I don't leave again, I'll be late. The newcomer is 5 big and 8 thick, with a height of over 1.9 meters and a weight of over 200 pounds. Standing there feels like a human wall. It was a bodyguard specially assigned by Liangkun to Li Chengqian, responsible for going to and from school with him to protect his safety at school. Ren Chong was momentarily stunned by the scene before him. I don't seem to have come at the right time, you guys keep going. Ji Yingying quickly stood up and pulled down her clothes. Xiao Chong, since you're here, I'll leave the matter of Qian going to school to you. I'll go down first. After finishing speaking, Li Chengqian ran out of the room like a gust of wind, leaving behind a face full of longing. Ren Chong knew he had made a mistake and said with a guilty expression, I'm sorry, Brother Qian. Li Chengqian waved his hand without arguing with Ren Chong. After all, Ji Yingying has always been responsible for taking care of his daily life. The days ahead are still long. If you can run past the first year of junior high school, but cannot run past the 15th, it will eventually be his. I don't blame you. I'll give you a day off today, I won't go to school anymore. Inheriting the family line is the big deal, reading is a ball. Ren Chong was very surprised to hear that Li Chengqian was no longer going to school. Brother Qian, you used to be a good student and never skipped school. Why today? I'm not in a good mood today, can't I? Li Chengqian said angrily, why does this little brother look silly? If it weren't for growing up with him from a young age and being loyal to him, he would have wanted Liang Kun to change his followers. But Brother Qian, the new female teacher's name is Zhang Min, I heard she looks very nice. No matter how beautiful you look, you won't go. Wait, what do you call this teacher? Li Chengqian had originally planned to leave, but stopped when he heard the words Zhang Min. Zhang Min, she's very beautiful. There are so many people in our grade who like her. Ren Chong said seriously. Zhang Min. Is it the beautiful short-haired female teacher in Weilong who skipped school? Do you have any photos? I happen to have one here. Ren Chong took out Zhang Min's photo and showed it to Li Chengqian. Sleeping trough, it's really her. Don't look, don't know, I'm scared at first glance. It's the beautiful teacher of Weilong who skipped school in the movie. In the photo, Zhang Min is holding a pile of textbooks and wearing a black silk high-heeled dress, smiling sweetly at the camera. This photo is simply a killer for adolescent students. Brother Qian, do you know her? I know her, but I don't know if she knows me or not. Li Chengqian said while changing clothes. Today is bound to leave a deep impression on Zhang Min. My figure and appearance are definitely far over 80 points, and coupled with being my own teacher, my status is not ordinary. Maybe the system's rating can reach A or above. If we had a child, wouldn't the reward we would receive be quite generous? After putting on his clothes, Li Chengqian took a full-body mirror photo. At a height of 1.83 meters, due to years of studying and not exercising much, he looks white and thin, with a delicate appearance, like a creamy little boy. However, his gaze was very resolute and strong, so he didn't have that kind of effeminate feeling. Li Chengqian is very satisfied with his appearance. Now, Gao Fu Shui has already taken over 3, which can be said to have taken advantage of the timing, location, and people. It's as simple as finding a woman to have a child for him. Let's go, don't be in a daze. Where are you going, Brother Qian? Of course it's going to school, you're not studying anymore. Didn't you just say you're not going today, Brother Qian? Just now, now it's now. Stop talking nonsense. Are you going or not? If not, I'll leave. I'm here, Brother Qian. Ren Chong quickly followed up. The two of them went downstairs, and Liangkun reached out to greet Li Chengqian. What's wrong, Dad? Liangkun whispered in Li Chengqian's ear, although Ji Yingying has a stubborn temper, she is still a young girl. Don't lose heart this time. Next time Dad creates an opportunity for you, he will definitely let you take this girl. Li Chengqian suddenly realized that Liangkun was afraid that he would be hit and came to cheer him on. Li Chengqian smiled slightly and said, Dad, I'll take care of my own woman myself. I won't say anything more, I'll go get you another daughter.In.Law now. Liang Kun looked at Li Chengqian's departing figure and smiled like an old father. My son has finally made a name for himself and knows how to get married. In order to facilitate Li Chengqian's education, Liang Kun specially bought him a villa near the University of Hong Kong Island. It's only a 15-minute drive from here to the University of Hong Kong Island. Li Chengqian looked at the Mercedes-Benz sedan in front of him with a hint of disgust. Speaking to Gu Yingying, who was sitting in the driver's seat, she said, Yingying, is there no other car at home besides Mercedes-Benz? Like Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, and so on, you can just drive one of them. Driving a Mercedes is too unlicensed, isn't it? Ah Qian, Kun Gu said it's better to be low-key when going out. Driving such an expensive car can easily attract people's attention. Li Chengqian doesn't want to be low-key now. He doesn't want to drive a luxury car worth hundreds or tens of millions. How can he highlight his status as a wealthy and handsome person? Yingying, I'll ask my dad to change to a more stylish car another day. You'll feel better driving it too. 3. Novice gift pack in hand, enchantment technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although Ji Yingying has already maximized the horsepower of Mercedes-Benz on the road. When Li Chengqian and Ren Chong arrived at the school, it was already past 9 o'clock. It's over, it's over. On the first day, teacher Zhang Min was late for class, and she will definitely target her in the future. Ren Chong said anxiously. Why don't I go in and take sick leave for both of you, so your teacher won't blame you, Ji Yingying said empathetically. No need to trouble you, Yingying. You can drive back and remember to come and tutor me at night. Li Chengqian blinked at Ji Yingying. Li Chengqian's words made Ji Yingying blush. Since that's the case, I'll go back first. Ji Yingying hurriedly left wearing high heels. Brother Qian, why don't you let Yingying take a leave for us? This will leave a bad impression on the teacher. Ren Chong was slightly worried. Li Chengqian said impatiently, Ah Chong, we're here to pick up girls, not to go to school. A bad impression is always better than no impression. Alright, stop talking so much. I'll take care of teacher Zhang Min's situation. So, Li Chengqian walked into the Moral Education Building of the University of Hong Kong Island with empty hands and Ren Chong carrying 2 backpacks alone. At this moment, it is during class, and it is difficult to see a few figures in the corridor except for the 2 of them. The 2 of them arrived at 4301, the place where classes were held, without any obstacles. At the door stood a female teacher wearing black silk and framed glasses. The figure of the back is curvy and uneven, with areas that should be thin and areas that should be large not being small at all. Zhang Min also saw Li Chengqian and the others at this moment. Walking over with high heels clattering. Li Chengqian, Ren Chong, you guys were late for my class on the first day. Do you have any objections to me? Zhang Min hugged her chest and looked around the 2 of them. Ren Chong blushed at the sight of a beautiful woman, not to mention someone as beautiful as Zhang Min. I have already lowered my head to my chest at this moment. Li Chengqian is 1 head taller than Zhang Min, and at this moment, from top to bottom, one can just see the groove squeezed out of Zhang Min's chest. He smiled and said, Teacher Zhang Min, you look so beautiful. That person who doesn't have eyes dares to have any objections to you. I'll be the first to help you beat him up. The 2 of us were late today not on purpose, but because Ren Chong overslept. Ren Chong glanced sideways at Li Chengqian and was then stared back by him. Zhang Min glanced at Li Chengqian with great interest. This student speaks quite interestingly and has a somewhat fluid temperament. So, are you late just to wait for him? It's like this, teacher. If you think it's our first offense, please spare us. Li Chengqian's handsome appearance, coupled with his sunny and warm smile, is still very destructive to girls. Since you didn't mean it, I'll spare you this time, and I'll punish you again next time. Zhang Min pretended to be malicious and said. Thank you, teacher. There won't be another time, Ren Chong quickly nodded and replied. I didn't expect this beautiful teacher to be so articulate. Li Chengqian calmed it down in just a few words. Can we go in now, teacher? They are currently taking a quiz in the classroom. If you enter, it may disturb them. Alright, come to my office and do it. Zhang Min led the 2 into the office. Li Chengqian has received the system's rating for Zhang Min. Zhang Min is actually only A. level. Did you get the system wrong? Even if Zhang Min is not the most beautiful Hong Kong star, she is definitely among the top group. Host, Zhang Min's physique and appearance are definitely impeccable, but her social status is too low. She is just a teacher, so she can only reach the A. level. Li Chengqian nodded. As the saying goes, playing with women sometimes not only depends on their appearance, but also on their status and status. If you imagine that your target is Lady Eagle Sauce, perhaps even in her 70s and 80s, you can close your eyes and start a conversation. By the way, where's my beginner gift package? I think everyone else has it, so it's impossible that I don't have it, right? This will distribute a beginner gift package to the host, with 1 S, A, B, and C level reward each. You can redeem the reward at the corresponding level mall. Li Chengqian happily received the reward and sneaked into various shopping malls to exchange it. C. Level Reward Mall. 1 million Hong Kong dollars, 100 pieces of various weapons and ammunition, and 20 little brothers, loyal, the host asked him to die immediately without hesitation. B. Level Reward Mall. 10 million Hong Kong dollars, various Hong Kong film giants, such as Butong Lin, Luo Tianhong, Feng Yuxiu, Tony and other ruthless characters, as well as 100 little brothers. A. Level Reward Mall. 100 million Hong Kong dollars, body fortifiers, high-end weapons such as helicopters and tanks, as well as a whole SEAL assault team. S. Level Reward Mall. 1 billion Hong Kong dollars, enchantment skill, designated to keep someone in estrus for 5 minutes, used once a day, and top weapons. Subsequent rewards will continue to be updated after the host's descendants exceed 10. Li Chengqian thought for a while, and if all the rewards were exchanged for money, the billions in the 1980s were not a joke. He leapt straight to become a famous millionaire on Hong Kong Island. Not to mention his father Liang Kun, even the leader of Hong Xing, Jiang Tiansheng, is not as wealthy as him. But compared to other rewards, money is the least valuable thing. So after careful consideration for a moment, Li Chengqian finally chose 20 loyal little brothers, the most capable of fighting Feng Yuxiu, a body-strengthening agent, and a seduction skill. With these, he can slowly embark on his plan of having more children and more blessings. Li Chengqian, what are you doing? Why are you daydreaming here? Li Chengqian looked at Zhang Min's graceful figure and secretly swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Now he has the enchantment skill, which allows him to designate a person to be in an estrus state for 5 minutes. Zhang Min saw Li Chengqian staring at the exam paper in a daze, picked up his paper and opened it. It's been 10 minutes already, why haven't you written a word? Teacher, I can't write, Li Chengqian said confidently. If he understood these messy economic principles, he wouldn't have been deceived into working as a customer service representative in northern Myanmar to commit fraud. Zhang Min helped her framed glasses and said seriously, Li Chengqian, what are you joking about? The questions above are all learned before, why don't you know how to write? I have learned it, but I have forgotten it now, Li Chengqian said with a smile. How did you get first place in your class before? I copied him. Li Chengqian pointed to Ren Chong, who was diligently writing the test paper next to him. Ah! Ren Chong was originally quietly doing his homework when he suddenly heard Li Chengqian throwing the pot at him again. Teacher, I don't have any. Brother Qian has always had good grades before, and I have to ask him some questions that I don't know. Zhang Min said angrily, Li Chengqian, if you have any objections to me, you can speak directly now. There's no need to resist me in this way. Since you have said so, teacher, let me share my opinion. Teacher, your black hair is too dazzling. I always look over it unintentionally, so I can't focus on solving problems. Li Chengqian's words directly dropped Ren Chong's shocked chin. Is this Nima something that Brother Qian can say? 4. Deeply explore problems with the teacher. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Zhang Min brushed and stood down from the bench. The demands put forward by Li Chengqian are simply absurd. She could tell that Li Chengqian was a problematic student, full of flowery words and teasing the teacher. Li Chengqian, I think your thoughts have deviated from the normal track of college students. I will call your father now and ask him to come to school. Let's talk about what you said earlier. Let Liangkun come to school. Li Chengqian smiled, and if Liangkun knew that Li Chengqian dared to flirt with his female teacher, she would probably be overjoyed. However, Liangkun still has to deal with black and white affairs, making it quite troublesome for him to come to school. It's better to solve it on your own, just to see the effect of the enchantment spell. Li Chengqian looked around the office and found that there were no other people besides Zhang Min and the two of them. Exactly what I want. Charm art. Li Chengqian's mind moved and he used the enchantment technique on Zhang Min. Zhang Min suddenly felt a hot sensation in her heart, and a strange feeling surged in her heart. Li Chengqian looked at Zhang Min's unusual expression. I am delighted that the enchantment technique has indeed been effective. Teacher Zhang, what's wrong with you? How about I take you to the medical room to take a look? Ren Chong also noticed that something was wrong with Zhang Min. Li Chengqian saw that the situation was almost over, so he quickly called Ren Chong out to guard the door. Ah Chong, go out and guard the door. Don't let anyone in. I'll take care of teacher Zhang Min here. Brother Qian, let me take care of teacher Zhang with you. If there's anything I can do for you then, I can also help you. Li Chengqian patted Ren Chong's shoulder and said earnestly, Chong, you can't help with this matter. Listen to me and go out and keep an eye on the door now. After all, Ren Chong was Li Chengqian's younger brother, but he silently walked out with a sigh. It's time for two people to come down. 5 minutes hurriedly passed, and Zhang Min also emerged from her seductive state. Although she was manipulated by consciousness just now, what happened to her is vivid in her mind. It's so damn. If her boyfriend at the police station finds out, not only will she be in danger, but even Li Chengqian will be fiercely retaliated by her. What to do? Zhang Min was anxious like an ant on a hot pot. Teacher Zhang, I will be responsible to you. Place both hands around her waist. Zhang Min quickly opened Li Chengqian's hand and said seriously. Who is responsible for you? Don't say anything about this matter today. If it spreads, you may be in danger of your life. Li Chengqian knows that Zhang Min also has a boyfriend who works at the police station. If this matter were exposed, it would definitely be a scandal. I know teacher Zhang, and it's not impossible for the two of us to maintain this underground romantic relationship in the future, Li Chengqian joked. Zhang Min glanced at him and said displeased, Li Chengqian, if you have such thoughts, I advise you to dispel them as soon as possible. Today is just an exception, and we won't have any possibility in the future. If there is one, there will be two, and if there is two, there will be three. Who can say what will happen in the future, teacher Zhang? Li Chengqian said with a smile on his face. Cindy. You can't go in, teacher Zhang is busy inside. Ren Chong's voice came from outside. Is there anything I can do, in broad daylight? Cindy kept raising her toes and peering inside. However, Ren Chong is like a human wall, guarding the door tightly, unable to even leak a crack. Zhang Min sorted out her attire and looked around, only to find that there was nothing missing. Ren Chong, please let Cindy in, he said, but it was discovered that Ren Chong remained motionless until Li Chengqian spoke up. Ah Chong, teacher Zhang has already spoken, please step aside. Ren Chong just opened the door and let Cindy in. Zhang Min gave Li Chengqian a deep glance. Oh, so Li Chengqian is also here. At the moment when Cindy saw Li Chengqian, she was somewhat overjoyed. At the moment Li Chengqian saw Cindy, he immediately realized that she was played by Zhu Yin. Another Hong Kong beauty. And her gaze seemed quite interesting to him. How many levels of rewards can children born with Cindy receive in the system? Due to Cindy's status as a student and having no special identity relationship with the host, she could only be promoted to level B. Okay, A-B. Level is always better than nothing. Li Chengqian stood up with a smile and shook hands with Cindy. I have a few questions that I don't understand, so I specifically asked teacher Zhang to delve deeper into them for a while. Thank you, teacher. Now I finally understand. Zhang Min helped the iframe. Stuttered as he spoke. No, it's okay, that's all we should do as teachers. Cindy smiled and said, no wonder Li Chengqian, your grades are so good. It turns out that teacher Zhang is behind the scenes. Cindy, what's up with you coming to see me for? Zhang Min quickly changed the topic. Cindy placed the paper she was holding on the table. It's not a big deal either, I just collected the test paper from the in-class test and brought it to you. Thank you, Cindy. Let's talk first. The teacher has something to attend to and will leave first. Watching Zhang Min leave, everything that happened just now seemed like a dream. It's really unforgettable, but unfortunately, one can only use the enchantment technique once a day, Li Chengqian sighed in his heart. If you come a few more times, it can also increase the chances of conception. Cindy, how about having lunch together later? Li Chengqian once again focused his attention on the youthful and beautiful Cindy. Cindy curved her mouth and forcefully pressed it down. Half covering his face and shyly saying, "Okay, I'll come find you later." At noon, Li Chengqian and Ren Chong stood at the door of the class waiting. Female students who come and go would glance at Li Chengqian's handsome face when they saw the two of them. Li Chengqian also secretly used the system to scan them. Unfortunately, there is not even one who can reach level C. Just then, a seemingly ordinary girl walked past him. Ding dong. Detected the daughter of the chief superintendent of Causeway Bay, Wang Chi-man. The offspring born to her can receive A.level rewards. Li Chengqian's heart was moved. The A.level reward was like Zhang Min. He quickly took a few steps forward and stopped Huang slowly. "Classmate, can you leave a phone number?" Huang slowly paused for a moment and scanned Li Chengqian's face. "It's really handsome, it's the type she likes. But her dad told her that dating is not allowed at school. She has already been arranged with a partner at home. He is the son of a real estate tycoon. She will get married after finishing college. Their two political and business cooperation will definitely have a bright future in the future." So she politely refused Li Chengqian. "Sorry, classmate. My dad doesn't allow me to date at school. We can talk outside the school instead of at school," said Li Chengqian. "Ah. Well, this." Li Chengqian's words slowly confused Huang. Seeing everyone around him looking like them, Li Chengqian also felt a bit awkward in the atmosphere. Twisted teeth are not sweet, leave an impression for now, and it's not too late to use the enchantment technique again in the future. Since that's the case, Huang, please leave first. We will see each other again in the future. After 5 Cindy, it will be my horse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, Cindy stood at the door holding a handful of books, looking at Li Chengqian in anger. The hairstyle and makeup show that they have been carefully dressed. Oh no. I forgot that Cindy was still in the classroom. She must have seen her slowly asking for the phone number from Huang earlier. Isn't this increasing the difficulty for him to win Cindy? However, Li Chengqian quickly came up with a solution. He walked straight over and said to Ren Chong, "Chong, the girl you like has a partner and doesn't want to give you a phone number. I can only help you here." Ren Chong was stunned for a moment and saw Li Chengqian giving him a crazy wink. He knew he had accidentally laid down his gun again, and he couldn't do without carrying the blame. "It's okay, brother Qian. Since she doesn't want to give it, just let it go." Seeing Ren Chong feeling disappointed, Cindy comforted him and said, "Don't be disappointed, Ren Chong. I will introduce my best friend to you another day." Okay. Ren Chong said happily. "What a mess. Let's go eat." Li Chengqian knows that Cindy's best friend is a female Tyrannosaurus Rex, and her temper is not something that ordinary people can control. The three walked shoulder to shoulder towards the school cafeteria. There are 5 canteens at the University of Hong Kong Island, and each one is very large. It can accommodate nearly 500 people dining at the same time. After Li Chengqian finished cooking, he specifically ordered a portion of papaya milk juice for Cindy. "Thank you, Li. Wow, what's this? It looks like it tastes great." Li Chengqian smiled and said, "This is papaya milk juice. Drinking it can promote physical development." Cindy's face turned red and she lowered her head to look at herself. It was clearly not small either. Li Chengqian and Cindy started chatting and laughing. Seeing that the atmosphere was almost over, Li Chengqian also took the initiative to initiate an overnight application with Cindy. Cindy, you may not believe it when you say it out loud, my cat can do a backflip. Girls have no resistance to this cute furry creature. Cindy's beautiful eyes lit up and she exclaimed in surprise, really? There's also a cat that can do backflips. Really, if you don't believe it, you'll know if I take you home today. But I live in school, and if I go out to live, I will have to ask for leave from the teacher. Cindy hesitated slightly. What's up? I can help you take leave with teacher Zhang Min now, Li Chengqian said, patting his chest. Then I'll think about it again. Spending the night at someone else's house on the first day was also difficult for the open-minded Cindy to make a decision for a while. Sandy. Didn't you say you had lunch with your best friend today? Why is he a man? A burly-looking man followed two younger brothers over. Looking at Li Chengqian and Ren Chong with an unpleasant expression. Cheng Lei. Does it matter to you who I eat with? I've told you many times that I don't like you. Don't bother me anymore, Cindy said angrily. Cheng Lei. This name sounds so familiar. Brother Qian, he is the president of the school's taekwondo club. It is said that he is still a member of the club outside. Why don't we just run? Ren Chong said in his ear. If his family is in politics, Li Chengqian may still be a bit wary. A scumbag, a short mule, he's afraid of a hammer. And Cindy is still on the field, he has no reason to run. Kid, everyone in school knows that Cindy is my Cheng Lei's mistress. How dare you ask her out to dinner? Are you living impatiently? Cindy is your mistress, why don't I know? Today, I'll tell you the truth. Not only do I have to eat with Cindy, but I also want to soak her up and let her sleep with me. Cheng Lei is crazy, Li Chengqian is even more crazy than him. How dare a little rascal steal women from him? Stinky kid, you're looking for death. Speaking, Cheng Lei was about to come and grab Li Chengqian's collar. Upon seeing this, Ren Chong immediately stood in front of Li Chengqian, a bodyguard specially arranged by Liang Kun. Naturally, he wouldn't let Li Chengqian be grabbed by someone else's collar. Fatty guy, get the hell out of here. It's not your business here, be careful, I'll beat you together later. If you dare to touch brother Qian, I will crush you to death. Ren Chong knew about Li Chengqian's physique, which looked tall but actually inherited the beauty of Kun. It was not very useful, it was very hollow. It's definitely not a match for this taekwondo club president. Brother Qian, take your sister.in.law first and leave this to me. Li Chengqian was used to deceit in his past life. To be honest, he was also moved by Ren Chong's sincerity. You can't lose face by saying anything today. He secretly took the body fortifier reward from the system. A strange sensation surged throughout his body, as the enhancers were transforming his muscles and bones. He could clearly feel himself being filled with an inexplicable energy. In just 10 seconds, Li Chengqian completed his strengthening, his chest muscles bulging high, and his arms had bulging veins. Now he feels strong enough to kill a cow. Ah Chong, please step aside. What the hell is this taekwondo club president? I'll smash him with one punch. Cheng Lei said disdainfully, you can still pretend better than me. If I don't kick your shit out later, you'll be considered clean. Li Chengqian suddenly made a move and punched Cheng Lei straight out. The two younger brothers behind Cheng Lei rushed up immediately when they saw Cheng Lei being beaten. Li Chengqian dealt with these two little brothers one by one without much effort. Looking at Cindy and Ren Chong on the side, they were stunned for a moment. Taekwondo president, is that it? From now on, Cindy will be my mistress. If I know you're harassing her again, I'll see you and hit you once. Do you know? Li Chengqian's domineering declaration further admired Cindy, who already had a liking for him. It seems that winning Cindy tonight is almost certain. Kid, don't run away tonight after school. Wait for me. Cheng Lei got up from the ground and said a harsh word before running with his younger brother. Li Chengqian didn't take it seriously at all. He was so numb. How many backgrounds in the club could he have compared to him? As long as Cheng Lei dares to call someone, he will definitely let him know what a real club leader is. Throughout the afternoon, Li Chengqian spent all his time sleeping, if it weren't for the thought of sleeping with Cindy at night. He left long ago. Brother Qian, teacher Zhang Min is calling you. Li Chengqian wiped the saliva on his arm. Okay, I got it. Don't forget to pick up Cindy and go back together later. Got it, brother Qian. Ren Chong didn't know why suddenly Li Chengqian went from being a stuttering young man when he saw a woman talking to becoming a master of picking up girls. Ah, when can I be as confident as brother Qian? Strolling to the office. Li Chengqian smiled and said, Teacher, are you looking for me? With the strange experiences during the day, Zhang Min still feels a bit uncomfortable seeing Li Chengqian. I heard you beat Cheng Lei, the president of Taekwang Society, today, said with a strong and calm demeanor, Teacher, it was he who harassed Cindy. I was willing to lend a helping hand when facing injustice, which can be considered a brave act of righteousness. Zhang Min angrily patted the table. Don't be slippery-tongued with me. Cheng Lei's cousin is a red stick of Dongxing. You still have time to apologize with me now. Li Chengqian said disdainfully, Isn't it just a red stick? It's impossible for me to apologize. His father Liangkun is the strongest among the 12 leaders of Hong Xing Hall. And it is also the most powerful competitor for the next Hong Xing leading group. He really doesn't take a small red stick seriously. You're still in school and don't understand what the red stick represents on Hong Kong Island. I don't blame you. Later, you will come home with me. My boyfriend is from the police force, so they shouldn't dare to take action against you. Teacher Zhang, thank you very much for your concern. I will call my dad later and ask him to pick me up after school, Li Chengqian said confidently. Zhang Min stomped her foot angrily and said, What's the use of calling your dad here? Do you think it's just a child's household? Calling parents here would be useful. Cheng Lei's cousin works in a club, and if you keep playing like this, you'll end up losing your life. You will know then, teacher. Li Chengqian knew it was useless to explain so much to a university teacher. 6. Zhang Min's boyfriend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Chengqian left the office. I just called my dad Liangkun. Dad, I got into a fight with someone else at school. What? That little rascal ate ambition and dared to hit my son. Are you okay, son? Liang Kun was a bit worried about Li Chengqian's small body. Li Chengqian replied, Of course I'm fine. That kid was punched into the hospital by me, but his father is a red stick from Dongxing. Today after school, he's going to block me at the door. What, someone dares to block you? Liang Kun allows his son to fight against others, but if he calls someone else, he is definitely the most solid support for Li Chengqian. Don't worry, son. I'll immediately call hundreds of people to come to your school gate, and they'll cut that animal into mud with just one blow. Liang Kun's speech is simple violence, and if he doesn't agree, he will chop others into pieces. Forget it, Dad. You don't have to go through so much trouble dealing with a few little karami kids. Just call dozens of kids to come and deal with it. With so many people at the school gate, you'll be caught by the police as terrorists. Every school gate is equipped with security personnel, and if you see Liang Kun bringing hundreds of people over, maybe they will really be regarded as terrorists attacking the school, and it will be difficult to deal with them then. Liang Kun also knew that what Li Chengqian said made sense, and just now he was just angry. Those who can get to the position of the hall leader are not many fools. Son, you stay at school, I'll bring someone over now. Approaching the end of school, Zhang Min couldn't rest assured of Li Chengqian. Force Li Chengqian to come with him. Ah Qian, it's already this time, so don't run around. Okay, Teacher Zhang, I'll listen to you. Li Chengqian also didn't want to disappoint Zhang Min's kindness. After a while, Zhang Min's boyfriend He Wei at the police station finally arrived. "Away, here." Zhang Min immediately went over and took He Wei's arm. Li Chengqian looked very unhappy and secretly thought to himself, "Sooner or later, I will sink you, this kid, into the sea." He Wei saw that Li Chengqian was even taller and more handsome than himself, and immediately felt that he was one head shorter in front of Zhang Min. He decided to extend his hand to give this ignorant college student a warning. "Are you a mean student? Nice to meet you." He Wei smiled and reached out to shake hands with Li Chengqian. Li Chengqian also shook hands with him out of courtesy. He was about to release it when he found that He Wei's hand was holding on like a pair of pliers. "My hands are still exerting force." Li Chengqian suddenly knew that this kid was not well-intentioned and wanted him to lose face in front of Zhang Min. However, at this time, Li Chengqian took a body-strengthening agent, and the grip strength in his hands was not even a match for 10 He Wei. At the moment He Wei shook hands, he felt awkward. "It seems like I'm not holding a hand, but a lump of iron." He exerted all his strength to nurse, and Li Chengqian looked at him with a smile, as if nothing had happened. He Wei's eyes were dark. "Stinky kid, I see how long you can hold on." Li Chengqian felt like he was holding a ball of cotton, just exerting a gentle force. With a bang, He Wei's hand was pinched and fractured. He Wei, who was still smiling just now, suddenly looked ugly. At this moment, Li Chengqian let out a loud cry. "Ah! It hurts so much, my hand." Zhang Minli immediately asked with concern, "Ah Qian, what's wrong with your hand?" Li Chengqian leaned on Zhang Min's body, pretending to be in pain. "Teacher Zhang Min, when your boyfriend shook hands with me just now, he pinched me too hard and hurt me. Maybe he broke a bone." "What?" Zhang Min glared angrily at He Wei and said, "Away. You're so childish, you're actually competing with my students." "No, Amin, listen to me explain." He Wei felt even more uncomfortable than eating feces in his heart, as he had broken his hand. "I was also sued by this kid's villain first. You don't need to explain. You can take me back today, so you don't have to come pick me up from work in the future. Akian, I'll take you to the medical room to take a look." "Okay, Teacher Zhao." Li Chengqian lay on Zhang Min's shoulder and secretly pointed his middle finger at He Wei. "I lingered with Zhang Min in the medical room for almost half an hour before coming out. Li Chengqian has already wrapped several layers of bandages on his hands. Teacher Zhang, I'm afraid I won't be able to write my homework in the future." Zhang Min held Li Chengqian's hand and said, "It's okay, I'll explain it to other subject teachers. You don't need to do your homework this week." Li Chengqian took the opportunity and said, "What if I miss the class? Teacher Zhang, can you make up for it for me?" Zhang Min immediately gave Li Chengqian a sideways glance. She still didn't know what Li Chengqian was thinking. If she agrees to give him extra classes, with today's case, what might happen if a lonely man and a widow live together in the same room? She instinctively refused. Just because your hand is broken doesn't mean your eyes and ears are broken. You can still listen in class. Teacher Zhang, I'm going back. If my dad asks me what's wrong with my hand, what do you think I should say? If I were to say that I was pinched by my teacher's boyfriend, my dad's violent temper might have overturned the entire school. You don't want the whole school to know about this, do you? Li Chengqian looked pitiful in his eyes, but his words were heart-wrenching. Zhang Min's teeth were clattering. You're ruthless. I can help you catch up on classes in the future, but as you can see, my boyfriend works for the police force and can easily break your hand with a gentle force. If he finds out, you'll be ruined. Li Chengqian contemptuously thought to himself, He Wei, that weak chicken, can hit him back and forth 10 times with one hand. What should I do if you have other thoughts, Teacher Zhang? Impossible. Zhang Min angrily walked away. Li Chengqian received a call from his father Liangkun, and more than 100 horses had already been arranged outside. As long as anyone dares to trouble Li Chengqian, they definitely won't even know their mother. With Liang Kun's assurance, Li Chengqian finally felt relieved. Li Chengqian and Ren Chong followed Zhang Min and He Wei out together. Zhang Min was still angry with Li Chengqian and He Wei, so she walked beside Ren Chong and chatted with him all the way. Accompanied by a beautiful teacher, Ren Chong couldn't even close his happy mouth. I laughed foolishly all the way. Li Chengqian shook his head as he looked at Ren Chong's silly expression. This kid has the potential to be a fool. Sooner or later, one day they will stumble on women. As he left the school gate, Li Chengqian could clearly feel more than a dozen people around him looking towards him. And the attire doesn't look like a student. He Wei glanced around. Amin, didn't you say someone was coming to trouble this kid? Why didn't I see it? He said in confusion. He is already prepared to perform well in front of He Min. Sir, you've seen that mafia that dares to chop people in broad daylight. You must wait until there are fewer people before taking action. He Wei glanced in surprise, not expecting a college student to know so much. But in front of Zhang Min, he still boasted and said, "Are you a police officer or am I a police officer? Don't I know yet? It's a lot of talk. Get in the car." Li Chengqian smiled and didn't say anything. He had already decided in his heart to fiercely fan this He Wei and several other powerful fighters. He Wei gave Li Chengqian a lesson, feeling extremely happy in humming a tune while driving. 7 East Star Red Staff. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Through the rearview mirror, Li Chengqian saw that there were two vans following closely behind him. Fortunately, he saw his old Mercedes-Benz, indicating that Liangkun was also following him, and he immediately felt relieved. He Wei also discovered two vans behind him. He thought to himself, you really got this kid right. It's just right. Let these people repair you. Let's see if you can still pretend in the future. He deliberately walked towards that remote path to create opportunities for those behind him. Zhang Min said in confusion, "Away, this is the path you're walking on. How come I've never seen you walk before? I took a shortcut and only recently discovered it. It only takes about 10 minutes by car for a 30-minute drive." Li Chengqian said with a hint of meaning, "Sir, just before getting on the bus, I told you not to walk on remote roads. You still have to deliberately take small paths now. This is a shortcut, and I think it's more like the road to heaven." He Wei Dun, whose mind was pierced, became angry and embarrassed. "Stinky kid, what do you know? Didn't I do this to send you home earlier? You think of me that way? The two vans behind us have followed us all the way, don't say you didn't see them." Zhang Min looked in the rearview mirror and indeed noticed two vans following behind them. Immediately glaring angrily at He Wei, he said, "He Wei, I really misread you. How could you do such a thing to a college student who hasn't been out of society? Hurry up and drive your car back onto the main road." Bang! A van collided directly with He Wei when it saw him wanting to turn around. The car shakes violently and there are no seatbelts in the rear seats. Li Chengqian and Ren Chong hit the car door heavily, but fortunately with Ren Chong's flesh shield to help cushion it, Li Chengqian's body was not seriously affected, only feeling a bit dizzy. A quirky guy carrying a baseball bat walked over. A stick hit the car window. I smashed the glass to pieces. What are you looking at? Get off the car. He Wei was in a state of panic, but in front of Zhang Min, he remained strong and composed as he took out his police identification. I'm a police officer, brother, give me some face. Pop. Gu Puzi didn't even look and slapped him. Police force, don't even look at where this is. It's no use if you're the heavenly king. Get off the car quickly. He Wei was slapped and lost his temper. He obediently got off the car and lay on the police car with his head in his hands. He is said to be a police officer, but in fact, he is just a probationary police officer and does not even have the qualification to equip a gun during his mission. Zhang Min felt even more disappointed in He Wei when she saw that he was so useless. Faced with the extremely vicious ancient troublemaker outside the car window, he said coldly, "You attacked a police officer just now, and with intentional injury. If you are caught, you will be imprisoned for at least 10 years. If you leave now, I can treat it as if nothing happened." Upon hearing Zhang Min's words, Li Chengqian couldn't help but cover his face and smile bitterly. They don't even pay attention to the police. Are they still afraid that you will speak the law? That can only be said to be overthinking. Gu Fuzi laughed and said, "Isn't he a police officer? Do you dare him to arrest me?" He Wei whispered, "Amin, they are here to find your students. We just need to stay quietly on the side." Zhang Min looked back at He Wei, filled with anger, regret, and shock. "He Wei, I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. I really misread you before. Don't talk nonsense to them on horseback, quickly take that kid out and leave after finishing a meal." The East Star Red Stick Monkey beside impatiently said. "Okay, big shot. Kid, come out now. Do you still want me to treat you?" Ren Chong took advantage of this ancient troublemaker's lack of attention and pulled him in from outside the car window. Pinch his head tightly with one's own flesh arm. "Brother Qian, run quickly and I'll help you hold them down." It has to be said that seeing Ren Chong sacrifice himself to save him, he was still deeply moved in his heart. "Ah Chong, hold on a little longer, my old bean will arrive soon." "Liangkun dad, where did you go?" Li Chengqian tore off the bandage on his hand casually. A punch hit the ancient troublemaker in the face and knocked him unconscious to death. The thin monkey watching the battle from afar couldn't help but spit. Stepping on a horse, he's such a useless person. He can't even solve a student. You guys go up together and get rid of both of his hands. Hurry up and leave, the bad guy will come later. A few ancient confused boys carrying swing sticks rushed forward. Although Li Chengqian's physical fitness has exploded, he has not learned much kung fu on his body. One-on-one, he can rely on absolute strength to crush him. But when faced with a few ancient troublemakers with swinging sticks, they definitely can't retreat completely. Cheng Lei excitedly smiled in the distance and said, "Fight, aren't you very good at fighting? I see how many you can fight this time." A few ancient troublemakers holding sticks surrounded Li Chengqian. At this moment, Li Chengqian shouted loudly. "Wait, I have something to say. Shiho, I am the only child of Hong Xing Hall Master Liangkun. If you dare to touch me, my father will definitely kill you." Cheng Lei clearly did not believe that Li Chengqian could be related to Liang Kun. On the side, he gloated and said, "If you were the only child of Liang Kun, I would be the leader of Hong Xing, Jiang Tiansheng." Wait a minute. The slender monkey's expression became visibly solemn, even though he was from the Eastern Star. But he must have heard of the name Hong Xing Liang Kun. This person is ruthless in his actions, and is willing to resort to any means to achieve his goals. There are not many people on the road willing to provoke him. If he really did something to Liang Kun's son today, even if his big shot crow came, he wouldn't be able to save him. The thin monkey slowly walked forward. Frowning, he said, "Are you referring to Liang Kun from Xian Mountain?" Li Chengqian said calmly, "Is there another person named Liang Kun on the road?" The thin monkey's face showed a hesitant expression. Although the possibility of this kid in front of him being the son of Liang Kun is very small, he doesn't want to take this risk easily. Cheng Lei quickly ran over and anxiously said, "Cousin, you really believe me? The bad guy will come soon, so hurry up and take action. Don't worry. Wait for me to call and ask." Doodle doodle. Before Shiho could make a phone call, a Mercedes-Benz car lined up, followed by a dozen or so vans, and suddenly rushed out from the side road. Surround a group of thin monkeys in groups. Over 100 ancient troublemakers holding knives, guns, and sticks came down. She monkey quickly asked the little brother next to him to throw away his weapon. I saw a person wearing a yellow suit as the leader. He felt a chill in his heart, he was really pretty. It's broken. I really kicked the iron plate this time. Liang Kun skipped a few people and quickly checked Li Chengqian's physical condition as soon as he came down. Son, are you okay? Said nervously, Dad, I'm fine. Why are you here now? Liang Kun cursed loudly, when I mention this, I'm full of anger. It's some kind of son of a bitch who took the road. If we don't take the main road well, we'll take this kind of small road. It took us a few rounds outside to find this place. Gu, it's him. The thin monkey pointed decisively at He Wei. He Wei showed an expression that was even uglier than crying. Boss, if you had told me earlier, I wouldn't have walked this way. Liangkun couldn't help but slap He Wei's face with a few big slaps. It's your damn car. If you don't know how to drive, don't drive anymore, you know. Got it, big shot. He Wei covered his face, which was flushed with fans, and didn't dare to have any temper. I really lost face in front of Zhang Min today. Tue. Liang Kun spat. Then he looked at a group of people surrounded by thin monkeys in the center. His eyes were filled with violence. The pointed leather shoes kicked fiercely on the face of one of the kneeling antique boys. Kicked him with blood all over his face and shouted loudly. Boss, please help me, help me. Shi-Ho glanced aside and then buried his head. If there is a mistake, admit it, if beaten, stand at attention. Liang Kun kicked hard one after another until the person on the ground had no reaction before stopping. Dare to touch my son, are you really tired of riding horses? Chop up these Dongxing dogs and take them to feed the sharks. The leader is a crow. You are listening at novel-full.audio. Ah. Cheng Lei was shocked and pale, as a pale yellow liquid flowed out from under his crotch. Scared P. Everyone frowned at the sight. What a disgusting Nima. Stupid and strong, take them to the car. Liang Kun covered her nose and said. Until this moment, the skinny monkey lifted its head and said, Gu, I am the East Star Red Stick Skinny Monkey, and the bowing head big brother is one of the East Star 5 Tigers Crows. We did something wrong with this, but you also kicked one of our little brothers to death. Now you have to drag us into the sea, isn't it too late? Liang Kun grabbed onto the collar of the skinny monkey and slapped him with a few big slaps. Why do you mention the name of the crow? Do you think I'm afraid of him? Don't you know that Hong Xing and Dongxing never deal with each other? If you dare to touch my son, even if Dongxing's leading camel comes, it won't work. If it weren't for my son being here, I would have solved you here. Silly Chang, take them away. Silly Chang is the leader of Liangkun's subordinates. Although he may be a bit foolish, he wins by being sincere to their family. It's Gu. Without hesitation, Silly Chang led a group of little brothers to beat and kick the skinny monkey and his companions onto the car. Zhang Min walked over with a frightened expression and asked, Qian, he's your father. He looks so fierce. Li Chengqian smiled and said, he's a filmmaker. If he's not too aggressive, he can't suppress the people below. Li Chengqian was indeed right. There is a film company called Qiankun Film and Television under the name of Liangkun. However, they were all large-scale third-level films. In that era, there was also a large market for third-degree films, and many famous stars later on were those who made third-degree films. For example, Qiu Shuzhen, Fan Bingbing, Yi Zimei, Xu Qi. Many famous Hong Kong island celebrities have also appeared. Li Chengqian thought of this and slapped his head fiercely. How could you forget about your dad's film and television base? There might be many beauties who meet the system standards inside. I am still the prince of Qiankun Film and Television, and I want to rule out that these female stars are just hooking my fingers. There's no need to go through a lot of trouble and slowly get along with these women. I'm really confused. Ah Qian, your father wouldn't really want to pull them to reclaim land, would that be illegal? Don't worry, teacher. My dad is a kind-hearted person. He's usually afraid to kill a chicken. If you let him kill someone, wouldn't it take his life? Li Chengqian smiled and said, if you provoke Liangkun, you won't even know how to die. That's good, Zhang Min breathed a sigh of relief. Stinky kid, you're talking bad about me behind my back again. Liang Kun came over and hugged Li Chengqian's shoulder with a smile. The father and son get along like brothers. Dad, you really misunderstood me. I'm introducing you to a girlfriend. Our teacher has a girlfriend who is over 30 years old and hasn't gotten married yet. I asked her to introduce her to you. Li Chengqian smiled. Liang Kun also cooperated with Li Chengqian and said, wow, is there such a good thing? You must introduce me to pretty girls. Although I'm in my 40s now, I'm still very capable. It's not a problem to come for a few hours at once. Zhang Min tugged at the corners of her mouth, these two people were really carved from the same mold. Talking is so out of tune. Dad Aqian, don't listen to him talk nonsense. My best friends are all married. It's great to get married, and young women are my favorite dish. Liang Kun's excited expression remained unchanged. Cough. Dad, let's go back first. Li Chengqian was afraid of continuing the conversation like this, and the image he had just managed to salvage would greatly diminish Zhang Min's impression in her heart. Kun, how should this person handle it? A few younger brothers brought He Wei over. Damn it, it's really unlucky. I forgot about it for you. I can't even drive a car. Why keep such people? Just dig a pit on the spot and bury them. Liang Kun casually passed the way. He Wei was frightened and stood up with sweat all over his body. His intuition told him that what the man in a suit was saying didn't seem like he was joking. Brother Qian, Godfather. I know I was wrong, so please spare my life. There are old and young people in me, and they still rely on me to support them. I can't just die like this. He Wei begged, holding Li Chengqian's thigh. Zhang Min watched as He Wei knelt down with such lack of dignity to pray, and the last trace of old affection for He Wei disappeared from her heart. I can let you go, but I have a condition. Li Chengqian smiled and looked at Zhang Min. He Wei immediately understood and quickly went over to Zhang Min, saying, Amin, the two of us are not suitable. Let's break up. Zhang Min slapped He Wei's face. The person who broke up is me. I really don't know how I saw you back then. Don't let me see you again in the future. After speaking, Zhang Min too walked back without looking back. He Wei looked disappointed, and Zhang Min genuinely liked him. But he knew he had no chance of winning if he competed with Li Chengqian. It's even very likely that he's risking his life. So he decisively chose to let go. Li Chengqian patted He Wei's shoulder. Not bad, no wonder you can become a police officer. Your ability to observe words and expressions is still good. Alright, before I change my mind, you can leave. He Wei was hit hard by 10,000 points in his heart, but he had to greet Li Chengqian with a smile. Thank you, Brother Qian. He Wei quickly bumped into a nearly scrapped car and drove away. So let him go like this. Liang Kun's way of doing things has always been to eliminate the root cause and avoid leaving any future troubles. Li Chengqian smiled and said, Old bean, don't look at the kid timidly. He's a bad guy. Oh. Liang Kun suddenly realized. On Hong Kong Island, the status of police officers is not average. A few ancient fools died and then died. But if a police officer disappears for no reason, they will investigate to the end. So unless there are special circumstances, even the gangsters would not choose to take action against the police. Stinky kid, I didn't expect you to understand these things. Where did you learn them? Of course it's the school, otherwise you would give me tens of thousands of Hong Kong dollars a month for living expenses, and if I didn't learn anything, you would feel heartbroken. Liang Kun made a cut. Your father, if one of my subordinates dies, the cost of settling down would be 50,000 yuan. Would I care about your little money? If you don't care, just give me a few $1,000,000 to use. Why do you want so much money? Liang Kun asked cautiously, feeling that Li Chengqian was keeping something from him. Of course it's for picking up girls. Don't you want a grandson? Can't you give me some financial support? Li Chengqian smiled while holding on to Liang Kun's shoulder. Wow, it takes millions of dollars for you to flirt with girls. Are you flirting with the daughter of the world's richest person? Back in the day, your father and I made countless Hong Kong Island beautiful female celebrities kneel down and submit with just one face. Can you learn from your father and me? Li Chengqian smiled and said, women nowadays are very picky. If you don't spend money on them, she won't be hooked at all. If you go out shopping and buy some jewelry and bags, you'll be out for tens of thousands. Do you think it was a time when a cup of milk tea could move them so much? Dad, times have changed. Liang Kun touched his chin, no wonder his celebrities all wanted him to accompany them out shopping. It turned out that he was being treated like a champion. Fortunately, he didn't go. 9. The Golden Value of Qiankun Film and Television Prints. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Alright, stinky kid, 100,000 yuan a month is enough to spend, isn't it? Li Chengqian saw that Zhang Min was about to leave without a trace, and casually said, 100,000, barely enough to spend. Taking care of someone like Ada would cost at least 50.60000 yuan per month. Don't look anymore, the girl who doesn't pursue you will leave without a trace. Liang Kun kicked Li Chengqian, and Li Chengqian turned around and smiled. My own father still understands me. Li Chengqian quickly chased after him. Teacher Zhang, are you okay? Zhang Min quickly wiped the tear stains from the corners of her eyes with a tissue. I'm fine. Although today's Hiwei is vastly different from her inner image, after all, we have been together for so long. She still feels a bit sad after being heartbroken. Only those who have something to do will say that they are okay. It's just a heartbreak. What's the big deal? The old won't go and the new won't come. Don't you think I'm coming now? Li Chengqian patted his chest and said. Zhang Min rolled her eyes and realized that she had a confused relationship with Li Chengqian today. She also had an indescribable feeling towards Li Chengqian in her heart. It's still impossible for her to be with Li Chengqian. Li Chengqian didn't pay attention to Zhang Min's silence. As the saying goes, the window to a person's soul is the eyes, while the window to a woman is Li Chengqian can also be considered as opening the tunnel to Zhang Min's soul. And at this moment, Zhang Min has just broken up, which is the time when people need comfort. Now he is launching a fierce attack, and if he doesn't believe it, he can't take her down. He, who has worked as a customer service representative in northern Myanmar, has excellent eloquence and is very good at deceiving. Not only did it make Zhang Min burst into laughter, but it also made Zhang Min vaguely agree to tutoring her every night in the future. In this way, he had the opportunity to perform enchantment spells on Zhang Min every day until the day she became pregnant. The sun is about to set, and the two of them are strolling along the country road. Feeling thirsty, Li Chengqian ran to the melon field by the roadside to pick up a watermelon for Zhang Min to eat. The sunset slowly stretched the shadows of the two, and Li Chengqian took the opportunity to hold Zhang Min's tender little hand. Teacher, your hands got dirty after eating melons. I'll help you wipe them with my hands. Zhang Min pretended to lightly punch Li Chengqian in the chest. How could she not know Li Chengqian's thoughts? However, she did not let go and enjoyed the moment of peace very much. Pretending to be fierce, he said, there's no next time. The two of them walked side by side, holding hands, like a young couple in a passionate love period, down the country path. Finally returned to the city where neon lights flickered. That's it, it's just a few steps away from my house, and the bodyguards behind you are tired enough to walk. Li Chengqian looked back and saw that the 5 ancient troublemakers were already exhausted. Okay, teacher. I won't go to school tomorrow. Remember to come and give me extra classes. Zhang Min waved her hand and left a beautiful shadow in the sunset. Farewell to Zhang Min. Li Chengqian and his 5 younger brothers rushed non-stop to the Qiankun film and television base. The Qiankun film and television base is located in the central part of Qian Mountain, covering an area of 5,000 square meters. In this area, the land alone is worth tens of millions. Plus the various decoration furniture inside, there would have to be an investment cost of billions no matter what. It is enough to see the influence of Liangkun in the area of Qian Mountain. This is Li Chengqian's first time coming here, and as soon as he was about to enter, he was stopped by the security guard at the entrance. What are you doing? Qiankun film and television base, please do not enter. Can't you see these words? Several bodyguards fiercely surrounded Li Chengqian and others. Without asking about their identities, this is the confidence that Liangkun's position in Qian Mountain has given them. Xiao Lu, it's been a few days since I last saw you. You're so imposing now. How dare you stop Kunji's son? A bodyguard behind Li Chengqian stood up and said. He is Feisha, the younger brother of Liangkun, second only to Silly Chang. He is covered in fat, with a face full of flesh and a scar on his face, which looks quite frightening. As the little brother Feisha next to Liangkun, Xiaolu naturally knew him. With a change in his arrogance, he immediately bent over and took out a pack of red 10,000 cigarettes from his bag and scattered them. Changing one's face is faster than flipping through a book. It turns out to be Fat Shark brother and prince, who have offended so much. Fat Shark snorted coldly but didn't take a cigarette. Next time before speaking, make sure to see the person clearly before speaking. Don't just talk through your head. Fatty Shark's lesson is that it's too dark today and I didn't see clearly, I'm sorry. Xiao Lu nodded and bowed to please. Li Chengqian took Xiao Lu's cigarette and said with a smile, Hey Fat Shark, apart from anything else, Xiao Lu's attitude as a security guard is still good. I'll ask my dad to give you a raise someday. In a team, if someone sings white-faced, then someone will sing red-faced, so that the subordinates will be more obedient. Li Chengqian also understands this truth. Since the bad guy Fat Shark has become a pawn, then let him do the good guy. Thank you very much, Prince. Xiao Lu said with a happy smile. The Fat Shark patted his shoulder and asked, Do you have any new goods today? Yes. Several trucks have arrived and are waiting for the audition. Take the Crown Prince to take a look. Xiao Lu and Li Chengqian walked smoothly to the interview hall. Except for a few gatekeepers and the director in charge of selecting people, almost all of them are women inside. Crowded the entire hall. At first glance, it's either chest or legs. All of them are beautiful women wearing mini skirts and low-cut outfits. Nowadays, the audience's eyes are also picky, so many of the people who go to see are young models or unknown young stars in the 18th tier. Their physique and appearance are far superior to those of ordinary people. After all, if they choose the protagonist, one film can support the income of an ordinary person for 10 years. There is also an opportunity to enter the entertainment industry. Xiao Lu joked, No wonder old dog doesn't want to change jobs with me. It turns out there are so many beautiful women watching every day, and even if it's me, I won't change jobs. Li Chengqian and his group of men suddenly appeared at the door, very conspicuous among a large group of women. Everyone forgot about them. The person in charge of the interview is a fat director named Wang Jin. It was found by Liang Kun at a high price, and it is said that he has a good set of skills for making movies with a third-level rating. At the moment when Li Chengqian looked at Wang Jin, he suddenly exclaimed. So it's Wang Pengzi. It has been rumored in his past life that he had an affair with the sexy goddess, Qiu Shuzhen, and it is very likely that he met her in a third-degree film. I don't know if there is the figure of Qiu Shuzhen inside. I didn't have time to wait for Wang Jin to speak. Li Chengqian smiled and went over to shake hands with Wang Jin. Director Wang, I've heard a lot about you. I often hear my dad talk about you, saying that the female protagonists you filmed are all bright and charming, and even a man who doesn't lift a finger can stand it. Wang Jin shook hands with Li Chengqian in a daze and asked, "Nice to meet you, but who is your father?" "My dad is the boss who hired you, the owner of this film and television base, Liang Kun." Li Chengqian deliberately emphasized the tone of the word boss a few times, causing all the beautiful women around to look at him. Oh, so you're Ji's son. You look just like Gu, a talented person," Wang Jin responded enthusiastically. The beautiful women around were also looking at Li Chengqian, who was indeed a talented person with 100 million appearances. "Kun said you're still at school, why are you here today when you're free?" Wang Jin pulled Li Chengqian down and everyone present listened to their conversation. Li Chengqian sat down and a sensible girl poured a cup of tea for him. In just a few seconds, Li Chengqian saw in her eyes a desire for the power of money. "What's your name?" Miss Duancha said happily, "Miss Li, my name is Lena." Li Chengqian nodded and said, "Director Wang, this Lena is good and there is room for cultivation." Wang Jin looked at Lena and said, "Lena, since Mr. Li has spoken up, you don't need to audition. I will send you the contract later. If you think it's okay, we can sign the contract." Lena was overjoyed, and a cup of tea directly made her stand out from so many people. Everyone else looked at Lena with envy, jealousy, and hatred. In terms of body shape and appearance, she is not considered outstanding. Just because she took the initiative to pour a cup of tea for Li Chengqian, she was exempted from the exam. They now understand the value of Liangkun's only child. This is the strength of the crown prince. Whoever wants to enter will enter. "Thank you very much, Mr. Li, thank you very much, Director Wang. Li Xiao, I'm waiting for you in the background. If you have any needs, you can come to me." The meaning in Lena's words is self-evident. Li Chengqian smiled without saying a word. There are so many beautiful women inside. Abandoning an entire forest for the sake of a tree is not a wise choice. 10. Appearance and physique are the admission tickets. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Then we started talking to Wang Jinpan. "It's like this, Director Wang. Aren't I about to graduate soon? My dad wants me to inherit his film and television base, so I came over to take a look in advance." Liang Kun certainly didn't say it, these words were all made up by Li Chengqian. However, as soon as this sentence was spoken, the beautiful girls who were looking at Li Chengqian's eyes became even hotter. A few intentionally lowered their necklines and raised their short skirts, preparing to showcase themselves well in front of Li Chengqian later. Wang Jin has been struggling in society for so many years, and he can see through Li Chengqian's thoughts at a glance. There are a few young people who don't like beautiful women, and there are also a few who don't like to act pretentious in front of beautiful women. If he had such an awesome father, he could still pretend better than Li Chengqian. "Akian, when you take over Ji's film and television base in the future, don't forget to promote me." Wang Jin also gave face very much, following Li Chengqian's words. "That's natural, Director Wang. I still believe in your shooting ability." Wang Jin laughed and said, "What's up, Akian? These are all new interviewees today. I'm interested in that one. I'll arrange a script for you to overcome the addiction of the male lead as well." Li Chengqian looked up and scanned them one by one using the system. Hu Qiu, 23 years old, height 165, 36D, 48 kilograms, looks 75 points, no rating. Chen Xiaoxiao, 18 years old, height 172, 32A, 46 kilograms, appearance score 90, C. Level. Shen Rui, 28 years old, height 168, 41E, 51 kilograms, with a beauty score of 78 points, no rating. After scanning around, there was no second person besides Chen Xiaoxiao who could rate his superiors. A body with good looks is not good. The good figure and appearance are a bit lacking. Overall, the status are too poor, otherwise no matter how hard it is, one can still get into a C. level. However, upon careful consideration, if there was no shortage of money at home, I wouldn't have gone to C to film. Seeing that Li Chengqian was not very satisfied, Wang Jin did not want Li Chengqian to give up. Attached to Li Chengqian's ear, he whispered, "Qian Shao, I have a few other beauties specifically picked out and placed them in another room. Why don't you come with me to take a look?" Li Chengqian glanced sideways at Wang Jin and said, "Good kid, you actually eat alone. Wang Dao, lead the way." The two of them got up and went to another small room, which was about 50 square meters. The room inside is very messy, with underwear everywhere. Li Chengqian saw a dog leash and whip in a corner of the wall. "Director Wang, I didn't expect you to have such a hobby." "Ah Qian, these are all work props, not for me to use." Wang Jin quickly kicked these props aside. Four women with fluffy hair walked out of the inner bedroom. Li Chengqian glanced at it. The appearance and physique are all top-notch, several points higher than those outside. I just don't have a face that I was familiar with in my previous life, except for a female celebrity named Bai Lu who looks like I knew in my previous life. Everyone else should be ordinary people. I evaluated 4 people using the system, and surprisingly, 2 of them were rated C. How are you still satisfied with Ah Qian? Li Chengqian smashed his mouth. Not bad, not bad. Director Wang, you have such a discerning eye for women. You have exceptional looks and figures. Ah Qian, I'll tell you secretly that none of these 4 are filmmakers. Qiankun instructed me to send them to those big shots as lovers, Wang Jinfu whispered in Li Chengqian's ear. Li Chengqian let out a sigh. His father actually knows how to be a beauty, and he can be considered at the forefront of the times. Chen He walked over with a swaying figure, and she was one of the 2 people rated as C. level by the system. The 2 papayas on the chest are particularly eye-catching. Director Wang, this is the financier you found for us. He looks like a movie and television star, so it's not impossible for him to take care of him. Chen Hemei's eyes were like silk, and she exhaled like orchids. Xiaohe, this is not your benefactor. Is that our colleague? Chen He's one sentence made Wang Jin sweat profusely. Xiaohe, stop talking nonsense. He is the crown prince of Qiankun film and television. So it's the crown prince, he's really beautiful. Chen He leaned against Li Chengqian's body, and 2 papayas on his chest drowned Li Chengqian's arm like pliers. Pop. Without hesitation, Li Chengqian slapped Chen He's buttocks. I like this girl. Chen He gave Li Chengqian a white glance, his eyes filled with resentment. If you like it, why do you spank her? Wang Jin helped his glasses and smiled, as long as you like it, Ah Qian. Xiaohe, from now on, you will follow Ah Qian. Wherever he asks you to go, you can go. I know Director Wang, Chen He said coquettishly. Ah Qian, then you play first, we'll go out first. Wang Jin saw that Li Chengqian had already set up his tent and consciously made room for him. Wait a minute, you stay too. Li Chengqian picked another girl with a C. level rating in the system. She has a very pure and innocent appearance and temperament, just like the girl who looks very much like the movie star Egret. The girl pointed at by Li Chengqian was very surprised. Pointing at his chest with his finger, he said incredulously, Is it? Is it me? That's right, it's you. What's your name? Hello Prince, my name is White Egret. Li Chengqian smiled, it seemed that everything was arranged by heaven. They not only look alike, but also have the same name. The egret will follow me from now on, right? What are you waiting for? Thank you very much, Prince. Chen he reminded on the side. The egret quickly bowed and thanked. Thank you, Prince. The two girls who were not selected by Li Chengqian had an indescribable sense of disappointment on their faces. Although being taken care of by anyone is like taking care of someone, no one wants to be with young, wealthy, and handsome young master like Li Chengqian. Li Chengqian turned a blind eye to the eyes cast by the other two women. Appearance and physique are admission tickets to being one's own woman, and it's difficult for them to be interested if they don't meet them. Qian, is there anything else I need? If not, I'll take the two of them first. Oh, by the way, Director Wang, could you help me keep that Chen Xiaoxiao outside for a while? A large group of women outside, Chen Xiaoxiao, left the deepest impression on Li Chengqian. Not only does she have an incredible pair of long legs, but her appearance is also the highest among them. It's a bit small, but there is still room for renovation in the future. It's a pity to send it to shoot a third-level film. After Wang Jin agreed, he took the other two women out of the room. Only 3 people remain inside the house. Without Wang Jin's light bulb, Li Chengqian began to act recklessly. Chen he whimpered and did not resist. With a provocative tone, he said, Prince, can't we wait? I'm not a man who likes to wait, said Li Chengqian. What should you do? Don't be idle either. Ah. The egret was clearly stunned for a moment. Ah, what? Am I not clear enough? Li Chengqian was a bit angry with the egret. Everyone has come here to shoot a third-level film. Are you still pretending to be a pure little white flower with him? Chen he patted Li Chengqian's chest and comforted him. The crown prince calms down. She's still a baby, don't argue with her like that. Are you joking? She's all here. You said she's still a chick. Do you think I'll believe her? Li Chengqian must not believe it. Really? She was sold by her parents and is only 18 years old this year. Li Chengqian looked at the expressions on both of them, it didn't seem like they were fake. Okay, then I'll let you go today. After a storm, Li Chengqian lit a cigarette and sat by the bedside. Starting to consider how to place the second daughter. It's not a problem for Liangkun to give him 100,000 yuan in pocket money a month to support 2 women. But constantly gnawing on his old age is not a solution. Li Chengqian also wants to rely on his own abilities to make a name for himself on the Golden Island of Hong Kong. What is the most profitable thing to do on Hong Kong Island in the 1980s? There is no doubt that it is stock and real estate trading. Li Chengqian remembers that many Hong Kong Island tycoons started their careers in manufacturing, accumulated capital, and then entered the stock market before investing in real estate. Finally, it's time to drive a luxury car and play with beautiful women, living a happy life. Real estate speculation requires a lot of capital, and even selling Liangkun's Qiankun film and television base for 100 million yuan is not enough to buy a real estate project. But stock trading is different. As long as you can choose a good stock to buy at the bottom and enter the market, it is not impossible for millions to become billionaires overnight. Picking up money with a burlap bag is said to be too little, it's faster than robbing a bank and it's not illegal. Li Chengqian decided to buy stocks.